Have you ever looked in the mirror and felt like a stranger was staring back? Someone whose dreams have been replaced by a quiet, heavy exhaustion. If this message touches your heart today, I'd love for you to join our community by subscribing and supporting us so we can continue to walk this path of faith together. I want to talk to you about that specific, hollow feeling that hits at 3 in the morning when the house is silent and your thoughts are the only things keeping you company. It's that nagging whisper that tells you you're falling behind, that you've made too many mistakes to be salvaged, or that somehow the creator of the universe has moved on to more important projects and left your file on a dusty shelf. We live in a world that measures us by what we can produce, how we look, or how quickly we can bounce back from tragedy. But I need you to understand that while the world is checking your statistics, God is crafting your name onto the very entrance of His kingdom. Imagine for a second a master craftsman, someone who doesn't work with ink that can fade or digital screens that can glitch, but someone who works with the substance of eternity. When you feel like you are being broken, when life feels like a series of heavy blows, it's not because you are being destroyed, it's because the excess stone is being chipped away so your true name can finally be seen. Think about the times you've sat in your car in the driveway, unable to go inside because you just didn't have the energy to put on the "I'm fine" mask for your family. You've been carrying the weight of a job that drains your soul, or a relationship that feels like a one-way street, or a financial burden that keeps you looking at the ground instead of the sky. You feel like a nobody in a city of somebodies. You see people on your phone screen who seem to have it all figured out, with their perfect homes and their effortless smiles, and you wonder why your life feels like a construction site that's been abandoned for years. But there is a secret in the construction. No one looks at a half-finished building and calls it a failure. They call it a work in progress. The mess you are sitting in right now isn't the final result. Every tear you've shed over a no that you thought should have been a yes is actually being used as a tempering agent for the metal of your spirit. You aren't being ignored. There was a man I knew once who spent 10 years building a business that collapsed in a single weekend. He sat in his empty office, looking at the marks on the floor where the desks used to be, and he felt like his name had been erased from the book of success. He told me he felt like a ghost, walking through a world that didn't need him anymore. He'd wake up, and the first thought in his head was, "What is the point?" Maybe that's where you are today. Maybe you're looking at an empty nursery, or a divorce decree, or a medical report that feels like a death sentence to your plans. You feel like the door to your future has been locked, and the key has been thrown away. But what if that door was locked because God was busy changing the nameplate on it? What if the reason you couldn't enter that room is that the room was too small for the person you are becoming? We get so upset about the doors that close in our faces that we never stop to think about the doors that are being built specifically for us. I want you to close your eyes for a moment and picture a hallway. It's longer than you can see, and it's filled with doors. Most people are fighting and scratching to get through the doors that everyone else is standing in line for. They want the door of fame, or the door of easy money, or the door of constant praise. But way down at the end of the hall, there is a door that has been kept behind a veil. It's a door made of a wood so ancient and a gold so pure that it doesn't even look real. And on that door, there is a space where a name is being engraved. It's not a name given to you by your parents, or a nickname given to you by your friends. It's your true name, the one that represents your resilience, your secret kindness, and the way you kept going when no one was watching. The crafting isn't a quick process. If God wanted to give you something cheap, He could do it in a second. But He is giving you something eternal. And eternal things require the heat of the furnace and the sharpness of the blade. If you can feel the truth of this in your spirit right now, just leave a simple amen in the comments below to let the world know you're still standing and you trust the process. Sometimes the crafting feels like a betrayal. You pray for peace, and you get a storm. You pray for healing, and the pain gets worse. You start to think, if God loved me, why would he let me feel this small? But look at the history of the greats. Look at the people who changed the world. None of them were crafted in a spa or a luxury resort. They were crafted in deserts, in prison cells, and in the middle of lions' dens. They were crafted when they were at their lowest point. Joseph was in a pit before he was in a palace. David was a forgotten shepherd boy before he was a king. Their names weren't being written in the sand where the wind could blow them away. They were being carved into the history of heaven. When you feel the pressure of life pushing against your chest, that is the pressure of the Master's hand as he leans in to get the detail just right. He isn't looking at your bank account or your social status. He is looking at the curve of your soul. He is making sure that when you finally stand before those doors, you don't just fit in the room, you own the room. I remember talking to a woman who had spent most of her life caring for everyone else. She had raised children who didn't call. She had supported a husband who didn't notice. And she had worked a job that gave her no credit. She felt invisible. She said to me, "I feel like I've spent my whole life being a ghost." She felt like her life had no worth because there was no trophy to show for it. But when I looked at her, I didn't see a ghost. I saw someone whose hands were calloused from serving, whose eyes were deep with wisdom, and whose heart was a fortress of strength. I told her that in the eyes of the world, she might be a footnote, but in the halls of heaven, her name is written in a font that makes the stars look dim. Her worth wasn't in the recognition she received. It was in the character that was forged in the silence of her sacrifice. You might be in a season of silence right now. You might feel like your prayers are hitting a brass ceiling. But silence isn't absence. A composer is often the most silent right before the crescendo. A painter is silent when they are focusing on the most intricate stroke of the brush. We often mistake God's preparation for his rejection. We think because we are waiting, we are being wasted. But nothing in your life is wasted. Not the lonely Friday nights. Not the jobs you didn't get. Not the friends who walked away when things got hard. All of those things are being recycled into the foundation of your new identity. Imagine a door that is so heavy and so significant that it takes a lifetime to build. That door is your legacy. And every time you choose to be kind when you are hurt, every time you choose to be honest when it costs you, every time you choose to get out of bed and try one more time, you are handing the Master more gold to work with. You are giving him the materials he needs to make your entrance spectacular. You aren't just a guest in this life. You are an heir. And heirs don't have to beg for their worth. Their value is in their bloodline. Think about the fear that grips you when you think about the future. That fear is a liar. It tells you that the crafting will never end, that you'll be in this cycle of pain forever. But look back at your life. Look at the things you thought would kill you 3 years ago. You're still here. You survived the things you thought were unsurmountable. Why? Because the craftsman wasn't done with you yet. He wasn't going to let the story end in the middle of the struggle. He is a finisher. He doesn't start a project and then get bored. If he started a work in you, he is going to see it through until the very end. The doubts you feel, those thoughts that tell you you're not enough, those are just the echoes of a world that doesn't understand your true value. The world prices things based on scarcity, but God prices you based on sacrifice. He knows exactly what you are worth, because he knows exactly what it cost to create you. Imagine walking up to a massive set of doors, the kind that look like they belong to a cathedral that spans the entire sky. And as you get closer, you see a name engraved right at eye level. It's glowing. It pulses with a light that feels like home. And you realize with a shock that vibrates through your entire being that it's your name. Not the name you were ashamed of, not the name that was associated with your failures, but a redeemed name. A name that says faithful, a name that says overcomer, a name that says beloved. And you realize that all those years you spent crying in the dark, all those moments you felt like you were nothing were actually the moments when the engraving was being done. The pain was just the chisel hitting the wood. The loss was just the sanding of the rough edges. You have to stop measuring your progress by how much you have achieved and start measuring it by how much you have endured. Endurance is the currency of heaven. Anyone can be happy when things are going well. Anyone can have faith when the sun is shining. But it takes a special kind of soul to hold on to hope when the sky is black and the wind is howling. If that's you today, if you are holding on to a tiny spark of hope in the middle of a hurricane, then you are being crafted in a way that most people will never understand. You are being given a depth of character that will allow you to carry the weight of the blessings that are coming. Because a small door can only lead to a small room, but a massive heavenly door, that leads to an inheritance that can never perish, spoil, or fade. Don't let the temporary opinions of temporary people steal your eternal joy. They don't know the plans that are being laid out for you. They don't see the unseen work that is happening in the spirit realm. They only see the before picture. They see the mess, the struggle, and the tears. But God sees the after. He sees the finished product. He sees you standing in your full power, clothed in grace, stepping through the doors that were built just for you. And when you finally step through, you won't look back at the struggle with bitterness. You'll look back at it with gratitude, because you'll see that every single moment of it was necessary. Every single tear was a drop of oil used to polish the wood. Every morning you wake up is another day that the Master is working on your behalf. Even when you're sleeping, the work continues. Even when you've given up on yourself, He hasn't given up on the project. You are His masterpiece, and a masterpiece is never rushed. It's protected. It's kept in a safe place until it's time for the reveal. So if you feel hidden right now, if you feel like you're stuck in a dark room and the world has forgotten you exist, just know that masterpieces are always kept in the dark while the paint is drying. They are kept away from the light and the dust so they can set perfectly. Your current isolation is your protection. It's the time when your spirit is being solidified. Think about a seed buried in the dirt. From the seed's perspective, it's the end of the world. It's dark, it's cold, and it's being crushed by the weight of the earth. It feels like it's been buried and forgotten. But from the gardener's perspective, it's the beginning of a life. It hasn't been buried, it's been planted. There is a big difference between being buried and being planted. When you are buried, you're dead. When you are planted, you are destined to grow. You might feel like the world has buried you under a mountain of problems, but I'm telling you, you've been planted in the perfect soil for your destiny. The pressure of the dirt is what forces the life out of the seed. The darkness is what makes the roots grow deep. If you never had the darkness, you'd never have the foundation to support the height of the tree you are going to become. Your name on those doors isn't just a label. It's a promise. It's a promise that you belong. It's a promise that your life has meaning beyond your current understanding. It's a promise that there is a place where you are fully known and fully loved without any conditions or any expectations. The world asks, "What have you done for me lately?" But God says, "I have loved you with an everlasting love." And that love is the tool He uses to shape you. It's not a love that leaves you as you are. It's a love that sees what you can be and refuses to let you settle for anything less. That's why it hurts sometimes, because He is pulling you out of the average and into the exceptional. He is pulling you out of the common and into the consecrated. You were never meant to fit in. You were never meant to be just another face in the crowd. You were meant to be a lighthouse, and a lighthouse has to be built on the rocks, where the waves are the most violent. It has to be built to withstand the salt and the wind. If you feel like your life is more violent than others, if you feel like you're taking more hits than the people around you, it's because you're being built to stand where others would fall. You're being built to carry a light that can guide others through their own storms. When you look at your life, don't just see the problems. See the potential. See the way your struggle is giving you a vocabulary for someone else's pain. See the way your worthlessness is being traded for a worth that is beyond calculation. You are not a mistake. You are not a byproduct of chance. You are a deliberate act of creation. And the Creator doesn't make junk. He doesn't make failures. He only makes foundations and finishes. If you're not at the finish yet, then you're on the foundation. And a foundation is the most important part of the building, even though it's the part that no one ever sees. It's the part that has to be deep, hidden, and strong. As you go through your week, I want you to carry this image in your heart, the image of those heavenly doors. Every time someone says something cruel to you, picture the chisel adding a beautiful detail to your name. Every time you feel like you failed, picture the Master's hand smoothing over the rough spots. Every time you feel like the wait is too long, remember that the most beautiful things in the world take the longest to create. A diamond takes millions of years under extreme pressure. An oak tree takes decades to reach its full height. You are much more valuable than a diamond or an oak tree. You are a living soul. Your worth is settled. It's not up for debate. It's not waiting for a performance review. It's already been decided by the one who knows you best. The doubt you feel is just a distraction. It's an attempt to get you to stop moving, to get you to sit down in the middle of the hallway and give up before you reach your door. But you can't stop now. You've come too far. You've survived too much. The engraving is almost finished. The name is almost clear. Can you see it? Can you feel the shift in the air? The atmosphere around you is changing because you are starting to realize who you really are. You are starting to realize that you aren't defined by your past, but by your future. The weight you feel isn't the weight of failure, it's the weight of glory. It's the heavy presence of a destiny that is too big for your current circumstances to contain. So breathe. Just breathe. You don't have to figure it all out today. You don't have to have a 5-year plan. You just have to trust the hands that are holding the chisel. You just have to believe that the pain has a purpose and the silence has a sound. And that sound is the quiet, steady work of a God who loves you too much to let you stay small. He is expanding your capacity. He is widening your horizons. He is making you into someone who can walk through those doors and feel like they finally, truly belong. Imagine the sound of the hinges turning. Not a creak of rust, but a smooth, silent glide. Imagine the light that pours out from behind that door, a light that washes away every regret and every shadow of doubt. That light is waiting for you. That room is waiting for you. And your name is there, shining in the darkness, waiting for you to claim it. Stop looking at the ground. Stop looking at the closed doors behind you. Look up. Look forward. The crafting is continuing, and it is more beautiful than you can possibly imagine. Every scar on your heart is being turned into a jewel. Every broken piece of your life is being fitted into a mosaic that tells a story of victory. There is a depth to your soul that could only have been dug by the shovel of sorrow. And now, that depth is being filled with a joy that is unshakable. It's a joy that doesn't depend on your circumstances. It's a joy that comes from knowing that your worth is anchored in something that the world didn't give and the world can't take away. You are being built for something greater than a good life. You are being built for an eternal life. And that process is ongoing. It's a continuous unfolding of grace. Even when you trip, even when you fall, you are falling into the hands of the Master. And He is picking you up and saying, "Let's keep going. We're almost there. The door is almost ready." Think about the people who will be encouraged by your story one day. Think about the person who is sitting where you are right now, feeling exactly what you are feeling, who will one day look at you and see hope. Your struggle isn't just for you. It's for the ones who are coming after you. It's for the ones who need to know that the fire doesn't consume you, it refines you. Your name on that door is a beacon for others. It says, if I made it, you can make it too. It says, the crafting is worth the cost. It says, God is real, and His promises are true. Don't let the noise of the world drown out the whisper of the Spirit. The world is loud, but it's hollow. The Spirit is quiet, but it's solid. Listen to the quiet. Listen to the heartbeat of your Creator. He is telling you that you are enough. He is telling you that you are loved. He is telling you to keep your eyes on the doors. The detail is being added. The finishing touches are being applied. The name is being polished until it reflects the light of heaven itself. You are not a random accident in a cold universe. You are a chosen child in a warm embrace. The road might be long and the path might be steep, but you are not walking it alone. There is a presence with you that is stronger than any obstacle. There is a power in you that is greater than any fear. And there is a purpose for you that is higher than any goal. You are in the middle of a divine transformation. The person you were is passing away, and the person you are meant to be is rising up. And that new person has a name that is written in the highest places, a name that carries authority, a name that carries peace, a name that carries the very essence of God's own heart. So when the doubt comes back, and it will, just remember the doors. Remember the craftsman. Remember that your worth is not a question to be answered, but a fact to be lived. You are the pride of heaven. You are the joy of the Father. You are the work of art that the angels are watching with bated breath. Every step you take toward those doors is a step toward your true self. Every moment you spend in faith is a moment where the engraving becomes deeper and more permanent. Keep going. Don't look back. The past is a graveyard of things that no longer define you. The future is a garden of things that are waiting to bloom. And the present is the workshop where the beauty is being made. You are the wood, you are the gold, and you are the name. And the Master is not finished with you yet. He is just getting started on the best part of the story. The part where the struggle turns into strength. The part where the doubt turns into certainty. The part where the name on the door becomes the reality of your life. Can you feel it? The weight of the world is lifting, and the weight of heaven is settling in. The confusion is clearing, and the vision is becoming sharp. You are not who they said you were. You are not who you thought you were. You are who He says you are, and He says you are worth everything. He says you are the reason He creates. He says your name is the one He wants to see every time He looks at the entrance to His home. You are the welcome. You are the invited. You are the one who belongs. The shadows are stretching long, but they are only long because the light is so bright. The darker the world gets, the more your name will shine. The more the world tries to erase you, the deeper the engraving will go. You are permanent. You are significant. You are eternal. And as the crafting continues, as the layers of your soul are revealed, you will see that every single moment of your life was a stroke of genius from the hand of God. Nothing was a mistake. Nothing was a detour. It was all the direct path to the door with your name on it. And as you stand there in the quiet workshop of your life, let the peace wash over you. Let the realization sink into your bones. You are being crafted for glory. You are being prepared for a purpose that will echo through the ages. The doors are waiting. The name is being finished. And the story is just beginning to reach its most beautiful chapter.
My child, before you go, please like this video, subscribe to this channel, turn on the bell icon, and comment if you believe I am guiding your life. May blessings follow you today.